Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It is Thursday evening, and the fantastic news this evening is that there are mortgage rates on the downward direction here in the UK. I'm not sure how much a difference that's going to make, but anything that's helpful is positive. However, what I want to speak about tonight is multi-generational living. If you've seen the last few videos, you'll see that Kathleen is back with me living just now. She's now started her own YouTube channel, which I will put a link in the description down below. Thank you so much for all the supportive comments. I do, however, understand that for the majority of you, that's not why you come here. And I get that. So Kathleen is going to do her own YouTube channel, so all support is welcome. But it's amazing how big a difference it makes. Now, we've done an online shop for getting paid. And the first thing I had to do, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but I remember years ago, Kathleen's friend came to stay with us, and I was completely shocked by the amount of toilet roll I suddenly ended up going through with having 2 teenagers in the house instead of 1. And then I remembered when Mum had visitors over and they stayed with Mum and Dad for a while, and that was one of the things that she noticed as well. So if you are looking at multi-generational living, as I'm sure all of you out there who now have family members moving back will agree with me, some of the most important things you need to do: double up your purchases of toilet roll, increase your purchases of laundry detergent, toothpaste. I'm not so bad with Kathleen for tea bags and stuff because she more drinks juice, but that means I need to buy juice, or she needs to buy juice. So there's all these different things that come into the home that you possibly haven't had in your home for quite some time. Things like Kathleen's room is at the back of the house. So where the wood stove is, we have the pipe goes straight up and heats the sitting room as well as the stove. The pipe goes straight up through my bedroom, so my bedroom gets heated. Kathleen's, however, does not. But what she has done is she had with her a woodwick candle. And basically what that does is it burns with a bigger flame. And when I went up to say goodnight to her a couple of nights ago, her room was toasty. And that's because she had this woodwick candle burning for a couple of hours. What a difference it made to the heat in the room. So that is something that, if you're trying to cut down your heating costs, look at woodwick candles. Because the flame is so much broader, because of the wick being a slice of wood, it seems to give off more heat. So that is definitely something to look at. As I say, we're looking at what we're buying food-wise. We're looking at what we're buying household-wise. Also, she's brought so much back, but there was so much still in her room here that she's now having to go and prioritise what she wears clothes-wise, what she can get rid of clothes-wise. So Kathleen will be having a run to the cash for clothes very shortly as well, because anything she can make will make a difference. Now, at the moment, she has one part-time job, which will basically cover her bills. She did apply for another job in care. However, they wanted her to be available for such an extended period of time. 0 hours contract, but we want you available all the time. But she has a contract for this other job, so she's keeping that one and has said to the agency, well, I'm not able to do that, but if you need me, I am able to help you out in emergencies. So we're going for bird in the hand rather than bird in the bush, which, especially if you get 0 hour contracts, then that's something you have to look at, whether it's going to be worth your while. Because Kathleen's was care and it was going to be care in the community, this is a rural area, her petrol costs were going to be quite phenomenal. So things like that to think of as well. If your child has to come back because they've lost their job, or they're just finished uni and they don't have a job, or just finished college, something like that, or even just left school, the best thing you can do is make sure that you're paying them. Make sure that they're involved in looking after the house, whether it's looking after the garden, whether it's cooking meals, whether it's cleaning the kitchen, putting the washing on, anything like that. Because I've heard of various places where older children are in the house and they're in their bed all day or up in their room all day because they've got nothing to do, no oomph to go and get something done. Try and avoid that if you can. Even bribery and corruption. I'm completely up for bribery and corruption. Whether it's bribery and corruption of I will give you cash to buy what you want, or whether it's bribery and corruption of I will cook meals that you like, anything you can do to keep them involved rather than sitting in their room ruminating on how much they're struggling. Because the last thing we want our kids to be doing is struggling or feeling that they are. So making them feel valued, showing them how they can be of worth, I think is hugely important. And I think a lot of us are going to have to be doing that in the next few years, just because of multi-generational living. Between families losing properties for care home fees, or if you're in the States for medical fees, anything like that, what you thought you had seems to have changed in the last 5 years or so. Things have changed regarding taxes, regarding pensions, regarding things like inheritance tax, etc., etc. And if you've been watching the news in the UK, tax levels as to when you go up into the super tax bracket of 40% has not gone up, but wages have. So there's a lot of people suddenly finding themselves in a higher tax bracket. So start looking at this, especially if it's multi-generational, see what they can do to help, and have fun, apart from anything else. As you've obviously seen with Kathleen and I's videos, we have a laugh. Yes, there are times that she's probably absolutely fed up with me, and I'm probably absolutely fed up with her. But together, we are a fantastic team. So if you are looking to go with multi-generational living, make sure you've ticked the boxes, make sure you've done the paperwork, make sure you've done power of attorneys if you have to, make sure you know who's doing what shopping wise, who's doing what looking after the house wise, etc. It will just save so much hassle as time goes on. So I am going to go and have a cup of tea and get ready for a shopping delivery, which I was going to do a shopping haul video from, but actually none of it's mine. Well, apart from we ordered extra toilet roll and extra laundry detergent. That's really the only thing that's mine. The rest is for Kathleen to do budget meals and put some videos out and cook me dinner. Because we had talked about broccoli cheese, because she makes a really good cheese sauce. And when I was on Asda looking at the thing, it's £2.25 for a portion of broccoli cheese. So Kat's going to budget that out and see what we can do. So keep an eye out. As I say, I'll link her channel in the comments below, or in the description. But yeah, multi-generational living. This is going to be fun. Catch you later.